So we're here in Fairies in the Trees Part 2, and I think we have someone there in that hut. Let's go check them out. Yes, it's the creators, Space Glitter Unicorn.
Hi,
Hey,
welcome.
how are you?
I'm very good. Welcome to Fairies in the Trees too. Thank you for
Awesome.
stopping by.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's such a beautiful place. If you can show us around a little bit.
Sure. Okay, so let's walk through the fairy arches. And here we are in the main square. Pretty soon these fairy huts will actually be full of life. There's going to
Oh,
be
wow.
a shop. There's
Okay.
going to be a family that will be moving into that corner right there. I won't tell who it is, but they are returning from the last world, Fairies in the
Okay,
Trees.
nice.
And basically, to get around, you can actually bounce on the larger mushrooms to get up into the branches. You want to
Yeah,
go ahead
let's
and
give it a shot.
let's go fly.
Ooh, I really like the texture on these mushrooms.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
It took some trial and error for those textures.
Oh, and we have to recognize the beautiful butterfly wings.
Oh, yes, thank you.
So yeah, these are amazing monarch butterfly wings.
These are monarch-based butterfly wings, but of course I did put extra wings on top of each other just to give
Okay.
it more of a mystical fairy feel. And so I feel like they feel majestic and they're the right size to, to fly around, especially, holding our avatars, right?
Sure. No, they look awesome. And everyone in the world gets one when they come in, right?
Yeah, so they automatically attach to every person.
Oh,
And
it's so
pretty
cool.
soon in the shop, you can actually choose which fairy wings you have. So there's going to be a total of 7. So it's going to
Oh,
be fun.
that's awesome. That's amazing to hear. So this is your first Trimesh world, right?
This is my first Trimesh world. Basically, I built it from the ground up, from the mountainscapes to the ground, to the grass, to the flowers, all the fairy arches. Everything in here was built by me. And everything in here was a lesson to be learned for sure. So I definitely used this build to learn a lot and grow a lot and basically tap into my imagination. So that was the best part.
Awesome. And so that's like bringing me to my next two questions is being it is your first Trimesh world that you tried and amazingly did, what made you choose to do this concept?
Well, I had a huge love for my first fairies in the trees. Also, I had a lot of friends that were regulars in there. They kept coming back, and they kept telling me that they were bringing their friends, and I was so grateful to that I wanted to give back to that, and I wanted to give them somewhere new to bring their friends, you know. And the turnout has been absolutely amazing. They've been bringing their friends, and their friends have been bringing their friends. I wouldn't have imagined that. It's been so good.
Like, I can speak for myself. I don't remember going to the first one, but I saw you post about this one on Instagram, and friends kept asking me, "Hey, when is that? You seen that world? When do you think that's come out?" I'm like, "Let me check." And then so we went to the first one. So I did get to see the first one before this one was published. So I'm glad. And yeah, both are amazing. And this one is just, I think it just blows a lot of things out of the water with just Trimesh in general and just how you executed it.
Thank you.
Definitely next level. So I know As a creator myself, and maybe other creators feel the same way when you work on your own project and you're like, maybe you had higher standards or higher expectation of what you wanted to create, but I don't think that's the case here. I think you might have hit everything you wanted to do. How do you feel everything turned out when it's done?
Well, so how do I answer this question? I mean, it turned out a little more than I imagined, but I do feel like I could take this a little further, you know, just because it grew in my heart. Like at first it was just, yeah, I really want to imagine myself in this place and I want it to be enjoyable for everyone. And the more I put into it, the more it grew on its own, you know, and that was part of the learning curves that I had. I was like, oh, I can do this. Oh, and I can do this, and I can learn how to do this, and it just kept growing, and it's
developing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Cool. These huts are beautiful, by the way. Yeah, I'm really excited for these to open up because I remember when I first came in here, I understood it was still under development, and I was like, I really just wanted to get in. I'm like, what's in here? Oh, and you can see the butterflies. I'm like, oh, the butterfly wings.
Yes, so those are the examples.
Oh, that's awesome.
I may change a few, but they're on their way.
Awesome. And so we're just talking about the development. There you are. Oh, and I love, to be honest, I love these flowers.
My lamps.
And amazing.
Thank you. So actually these lamps are the refreshed version of the lamps in the first world. If you look at the first world, you will see the lamps. They're the primitive versions of these. And you'll see the resemblance. They look alike, but this one obviously is updated. I definitely tried to stick to the character that I wanted in the first world.
Got you. And just looking at that, my mind thinks that is something, because I've never done it, that looks very hard to do. In your journey and building this amazing world, did you encounter any things that you're like, oh, this is going to be really difficult, but turned out to be easier than you thought? And then also vice versa. Was there something you thought, oh, that would be easy, and it turned out to be a lot more difficult than you initially thought?
Right. So actually, the thing that I thought would be really difficult was this twisted detailing I did on all of the accented wood, including the fairy arches.
Okay, yeah.
I thought that they were going to be hard to do. Turned out to be super easy. Super duper easy. The hardest thing in this world was getting these trees right.
Wow.
Because I did 3 different versions of these trees, and the proportions that I wanted weren't right. And I wanted it to be right for us to be able to climb through the trees.
So you're talking about like the branches and the trunks?
The branches. Gotcha. Yes. So I did extend branches from the main trunk, but I also made separated branches so I can manually place them in world. So a lot of the branches you see with the leaves, those were hand placed, manually placed by me.
Okay. Wow. I see a ladybug over there too.
Yes, there's actually a few ladybugs. They are actually from the first world. I wanted to keep them going in here. Okay. And I will actually introduce some more bugs to look for.
Oh, nice.
Soon to come, yeah. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff. Characters to meet, and just little things to explore.
And yeah, there's definitely, looks like there's a lot to explore. I was able to get really high in some of these trees. It's really cool.
Yes. A lot of people say that they have reached the highest point there, but I don't believe them.
Speaking of that, what is your favorite spot or favorite feature of this world that you made?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Being up in the trees in one of the huts is actually
Ah,
my favorite thing. Uh, if you follow me, we can go up to
yeah,
my favorite spot.
yeah, for sure.
So now we gotta get to that mushroom all the way up to the highest
That's the highest
fairy
hut?
house. Mm-hmm.
First try, what's up?
Oh yeah. Good job. So this is my favorite spot in the whole world. I don't know why. It just feels cozy for me. It feels like home. So this
So
is
we
where I
are in
lay
the highest fairy hut here.
the
Wow.
highest fairy hut. Yes. And I had to make sure that it was reachable. So I ended up putting those mushrooms down there so you could jump. It's difficult, but at the same time, it's good enough to get up here.
Wow. And I like how this has a light. So it's
Thank
kind of like
you.
attracting that, like, sex, right?
Yes. My this was actually the last thing I made in here. Um these huts had no lights in it and I was like it's missing something. It needs something. So I ended up creating this and then really hours later I published.
Wow. So, right, it was the last detail, the last before
Yep, it
publishing.
was the last thing. I was like, I need something there. It needs to be done because I didn't feel I should have published without it. And so that's what I did. It was a scramble because I gave myself the time to publish and people were
Yeah.
waiting for me.
They were. It's
Yeah,
once you posted on Instagram, that's when the time was ticking.
it
People were waiting.
was. And the anxiety kicked up really high. I even had someone message me like, "Hey, it's 10 minutes after you publishing, right?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm publishing." Ah, anxiety.
Well,
No,
I
but
know. Yeah.
it turned out much better than I could dream of. So I'm very grateful, you know, extremely thankful. So yeah.
I know myself and a lot of my friends and a lot of people in the Horizon Worlds community is very appreciative of you publishing because we still know, like you said, you have more things that you're adding and bringing
Yes.
into the world and some more interactive things, which we're all really excited to see. Keep us updated on that. Um, and so, as you continue to update and develop, what is maybe do you hope people get to experience as they visit this world in particular?
I I honestly I just want to keep it fun. Um I mean it's already fun. Even just sitting here having intimate conversations, you know, or just dancing along the leaves. It is fun, but I just want it to feel alive, you know. And I hope that the new additions in here will help it be so. So
Awesome. Awesome. Love to hear it. Well, this has been such a great time. This is actually the first video of the Creator Tour series that I'm doing. So I'm so glad that Space Glitter Unicorn was able said yes to do the first one in this amazing world. Hope you guys enjoy it. Follow her on Instagram. It's in the bio. You can follow my YouTube channel, and we're gonna have much more. And we're just so excited to see the updates. Thank you so much, Space Glitter Unicorn.
thank you. Thank you for stopping by. This has been amazing.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.